WNBA. Let's go. Fast break, no fear, we play to win. Strength and power, let the game begin.
Welcome, everyone. You've reached discussions from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I'm Grandma Mo.
And I'm Lisa DCT. Unrivaled week #1 is in the book.
Yeah, exciting. It's amazing how fast the game is.
Oh my God, the pace is incredible.
It's fun. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Had a few programming glitches at first, trying to get my the right HBO Max so I can watch the games. But everything's all set now, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm able to watch it on True TV. So far, it hasn't been an issue. You know, they had some people going, "Oh, the ratings are down." Da, 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 da. I'm like, that's because their very first games were in the afternoon. People are working.
Yeah.
Who's gonna view? You know. But now that it's stabilized, now that they're doing it at night, and I've enjoyed. The last couple of games have been incredible.
Yeah.
And you get to really watch the abilities more of each individual person than you do when it's 5-on-5, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The speed and the quickness of each player, like Brittany Sykes and Sonia Rivers has certainly showed herself, and the blocks.
Yeah.
Sonia Rivers' blocks have been phenomenal.
Had a record. Or she set a record with 6 blocks in that game. She was just swatting everybody. I was like, I think once, as I was saying to you before, once she gets down a jump shot she's very comfortable with, she's going to be incredible because her defense is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of blocks.
You know, and I've been watching, the Valkyrie players because the Valkyries are pretty well represented in Unrivaled. You got Valerie Burton playing with the Mist, and she's doing really well there. And then Kate Martin's, mixing it up with the Breeze. And then Temmie, I haven't been able to see the Lunar Owls, just the highlights of the first game. Yeah, and it's going to take Temmie a little while to get used to it.
She played last night. She did fairly well, much better with defense than offense. They're having a hard time. Them and the Vinyl need to regroup a little bit, because they're just off their game and they're getting frustrated.
Well, I think it's because the Lunar Owls don't have a lot of the same players back.
Right.
And so it's a whole new group of players, and some people haven't played 3-on-3. And, it's a different, how you work. You can really see the pick and roll working. Like the teams that know how to do it, you can see them running. And like the Breeze, even though they're new, some of them have, like Cameron Brink has 3-on-3 experience. She played for the FIFA USA team. So she has some of that experience, and just how they're moving and setting the pick and roll, and just how the offense is structured, how they move. There are some beautiful pick and roll passes, and I think some of the teams haven't figured that out yet. Right. And once they do, it flows really nicely.
It's just so quick. I was trying to explain to my mother, I'm like, it's totally different. She finally got it, with the, shot clock off in the fourth quarter, they add 11 to the third quarter thing, and whoever, gets that score. The last night, the Laces with the Mist, the last sequence where the Laces were ahead most of the game, and then the Mist came back, and the last sequence of it was 81-81, who's gonna get this last basket, and bodies were just flying everywhere. Who's banging into who's flying, who's up. It was incredible. And it finally ended with Alyssa Thomas with a reach-in, which was a little cheap, but Breanna Stewart went to the line, hit for 2, and they won the game. So that was an exciting finish.
Because last year the Mist were terrible.
Right.
But they also have, they only have a couple people from last year. Breanna Stewart's there, but they have different players. So it's a matter of, that's why I didn't I didn't want to preview Unrivaled, because it was really hard to determine how these players were going to play with each other and how they were going to mix. And it's like, well, the tall players you're watching, like there's times where I think it's the Vinyl team, Teresa Witherspoon, who's their coach, is going with a small lineup.
Right.
And there was it might have been the Hive that was doing that too, and they were just going for speed. And the smaller players, because the tall play, there's not like post up a whole lot of post up and getting those easy Audie Kirk shots kind of thing.
Right. Right.
And yeah, so there's a whole strategy to it, and who knows what it's going to look like towards the end of the season. But the Rows still look good, but they have most of their team still together, so they're
Right.
used to playing with each other.
There's another team, right, that they were behind. And then of all people, I would have been like, if I was the coach, which I'm not sure how much they're even listening to the coaches. If you
I
listen, like on
know.
the
I was
sideline, I don't
thinking
know if
that
you
too.
notice that. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
But the I would have been like anybody but Chelsea Gray gets the ball because she
yeah,
goes down very first to the last sequence. She hits a
yeah,
three. She gets
yeah,
the ball again. Hits the three for the win. I was like, holy cow! The place went crazy.
yeah,
She went crazy. She's ahead in all aspects of the league
yeah.
so far,
Yeah, Chelsea
except
Gray
for
definitely has the clutch vibe.
yeah.
She has that clutch gene in her because she just comes down and just hits the shot. And
And
it,
then this is the spot where she can use the no look pass. When they're playing 5-on-5, we're like, maybe not now, Chelsea. But I mean,
well,
she's
she's
had some,
thrown away quite a bit. I mean, I
yeah,
watched that game and she had probably five bad passes. And I'm like, oh, that isn't usually her for Chelsea
yeah,
Gray. She's usually on target but that may just be getting used to everybody. And
yeah,
they're not used to, like she did that one over the head pass to, I think,
yeah,
Hamby. Or no, well, was it Hamby? Yeah, I think it was Hamby. And she's driving in the lane and then went boop, like this. And fortunately, I mean, I'm guessing her teammates have figured her out by now. Whereas
yeah,
you eyes on Chelsea the whole time because the ball's coming and you better be ready for it.
yeah,
And yeah, no, she definitely has that clutch gene because she's just you just watch her and you go, wow. I mean, all the things with Asia Wilson and whatever, but those championships that maybe not so much this year, but those past championships, that was Chelsea Gray with her fadeaway, mid-range.
yeah.
She hit so many of those.
Yeah,
It's like, damn, you can't stop her.
I wished Courtney Williams would get her act together because that she's just usually clutch and she's just so off her game. Witherspoon looks
She
like
didn't
she's just
seem because she's going through the motions, it looked like. She didn't look like like when she's playing for the Lynx, she didn't even have the same look on her face. It
no,
was like,
yeah,
geez, like, okay, come on, Courtney. But you
yeah.
know what? It's the second game, so
Yeah, I
give her
mean,
a few.
if she's a competitor, I'd be like, come on, guys. I mean, you can't stink this bad. I mean, you've been ahead twice and you blew it. Let's
Yeah,
figure something out here. But yeah,
yeah.
I kind of chuckled myself when, they go to the huddle and the nobody's listening to the coach. He's drawn on the paper and they're like, yeah, whatever.
I think the
What?
coach just kind of gives them a basic offense and says go,
Yeah,
and then it's just substitutions. But beyond that, they don't need a coach.
yeah.
But
No, they really don't. And the other thing is I guess within the first 5 games, I believe it is, that the free throw contest, well, they called it the contest of challenge. Uh $50,000 to the highest percentage in the first 5 games. So far,
yeah,
Paige
I saw that.
Paige is in the league for that. I'm like, hey, I'd take that.
Yeah,
Right. And then you got Hamby. I was like, Jesus, this girl, she had a hard time in the W shooting free throws towards the end of the season. I'm like, oh my God. Now when you got it one shot for 2 points, or if you get
yeah,
fouled in the 3-point area, you get three. I'm like, she can't hit it. And
yeah,
you need to hit a free throw when you're 3-on-3.
yeah,
If you're gonna go
yeah.
to the
Well,
line, you have to hit.
you know what's interesting about free throws? Just a little story. I don't know if you remember Carol Blazejowski. She played for Montclair State. She's, I think, about 6 years older than I am. Anyway, she scored the most points in Madison Square Garden history, because Montclair State, when she was playing, played there a few times. I don't know. Anyway, so she used to come to Connecticut for, I met her a few times. She used to come to Connecticut for like summer camps and stuff. And so I watched her. She gave, and this actually helped me tremendously when I was early on in my college career. She gave this demonstration of a shooting drill. And anyway, the shooting drill is what was. It definitely improved. My shooting percentage went up about 5% after I started implementing her thing because it just, I mean, it made the ball feel like part of your hand if you did it consistently, which was fantastic. But her thing was, and it really changed my whole perspective on foul shooting because usually you get teams, you go through practice and then coaches like, or this was my experience. All right, everybody foul shots. And you take like foul shot after foul shot after foul shot. And there was no, you take like 50 of them. Well, you're not at the line in a game 50 times. You
Right.
may be, but not all at once. So her thing was, look, you're only going to take, well, now you could possibly take three if you get fouled on a three-pointer, but you're only taking two foul shots at a time. So her thing was she would do her workout and she goes, when I get out of breath, go to the line, take two foul shots, then continue. And then I get out of breath again. Okay, time for two more foul shots. And it really put you in game mode of having your body in a state, you're out of breath, you're out of, you're in, your competitive fires are going, and you have to calm yourself to take two foul shots. And that was, I mean, that's what they have to do. They have to work out that way. And I'm sure they do. I mean, if I knew this back in 1979, I'm sure that they do. But at first, you used to get teams where, and even the guys' teams, I'd see this at college. Our guys' team, the end of practice, they'd be all shooting foul shots. I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't really work because, you're not relaxed and just kind of moseying through taking your foul shots. You're in the middle of a game and you may be really, maybe the fourth quarter and you're dead tired and your body is shaking sometimes and you got to calm yourself and take two foul shots. And I just thought it was really, it was kind of like light bulb going on. Like, oh, that's actually quite a great
Better
idea.
idea. Yeah, that's a
Mm,
better idea. But
hmm
like I said, I mean, you have to be able to hit your free throws in this game. I mean, because if you're, except for last night with the mist, if you're not close after the third quarter, forget it.
Yeah, you have
It's
no
like,
chance. You got to
no,
outscore somebody 20 to nothing
right.
in the fourth to catch them. Yeah,
I think the Lunar Owls, they were down by over 25 points during the
yeah,
game.
yeah,
And then they needed like 40 points to win or something. I'm like, oh, forget it. And you could tell Mabry, she was aggravated. She was chucking, the court's 20 feet shorter than the regular
right,
WNBA court. And you
right.
could tell because they're chucking it up from like they're close and they're like, three-quarters of the way down the floor. But last night, I'm like, boy, Mabry's really aggravated or tired because she's chucking it way past that half court and nobody was under the basket or whatever. I'm like, Jesus, set a play up.
Well, that's a sign. That's a sign of the losing team when they come down and one person just takes the ball and goes 1 on 3, and
Yeah,
it's a bad. I mean, that's what makes the men's game unwatchable for me.
yeah,
That you see so much of that. And when the women do that too, it's like, oh, come on, work the ball. Just a couple of picks and boom, 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 and you got a layup. Like, why are you
yeah.
checking up these shots that are
I was getting,
unnecessary? And
yeah,
then,
I was getting aggravated. I'm like, come on. I mean, I know you're out of the game, so to speak, but at least, run a play.
yeah, well, her teammates are not happy with her either, because I can tell
Yeah,
you, I've played with people like that, and I was just like, there's four, and 5 on 5, of course. There's four other of us here, you know.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
one girl, she thought she was all it, and just like we're all just standing there watching her, like kind of like this, like, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about us. We'll
Yeah.
just watch you. You're having a great time. No
Yeah.
worries. You know,
Like
but
pass the damn ball.
Plum last night, it was nice. I guess she wasn't able to play last year. She's having a blast. It was funny because she's playing with Boston, and
Hmm.
she said, you know, they said, how do you like playing with Boston on your team? She says, you know, I used to complain about the I'm trying to think what she said. Um, moving screens. But now I don't so much because she's on her team. I was like, oh my God, only Chelsea could say that. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, that was funny. You know, you can have a moving screen when you're on my team.
Yeah, but otherwise
But
I'm gonna complain
otherwise,
about it.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
stop with that. I like you know, I saw Sabrina Ionescu. She stopped by and she was with the announcers for a little bit, but you don't see too many other. I did see Dewana Bonner at one of the games. It'd be
I
nice to
saw a
see some
picture
of the
of
other
her.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the arenas, they said they made it bigger. It's still kind of small.
Well, yeah, it's
And
supposed to be an intimate setting, but they
right,
last year there was only fans on one side. Now it's on
yeah,
both sides. So
yeah,
they did make that there is that difference. You can see that.
yeah,
But yeah, it's not supposed to be 20,000 people. It's supposed to be,
yeah,
1,000. And that's fine because most of the money that comes in from Unrivaled is from the TV stuff and
correct.
merchandise sales and stuff.
Yeah. And did you notice, speaking of that, like I was like, wow, everything through them is like the opposite of like the W. Like everything is Under Armour. You don't see Nike. There's no Nike. It's all Under Armour. All their uniforms, everything. Nike dominates all the sports.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they went with them. And then during the Samsung, they'll use the phone during a portion of the game. They have it up in
Mhm.
this, and they'll show the clarity of the phone.
Huh.
Like, if you were to buy a Samsung phone, here's how
Right.
clear the picture is as the girls
Yeah.
were going down the court. I
Yeah, and
mean, they
then you
have
have
a lot.
Sephora. The officials have Sephora on their back.
Yeah.
So,
And,
but
and
Sephora's all over the Valkyries too.
exactly.
Like, yeah,
Exactly.
there's all that. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's been exciting. I'm looking forward to tonight to see what happens. I'm not going to be able to watch it live. But I will watch the replay for the Rose and Breeze. That
Yeah.
should be fun. And Skylar Diggins has been, she's been missing from the Lunar Owls. So maybe I don't know what happened. She's on the bench, but maybe she got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with her, but yeah, because the Lunar Owls, they have a whole different squad. There's a
Yeah.
whole different, I mean, Fee isn't there, Skylar's not there. Courtney Williams, wasn't she on that team? She was
She
on that team
was,
too
now she's
last
on the
year.
vinyl. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
on the vinyl now. But
Yeah.
like I said, she needs to step up. But it's early yet. But start to get into it a little bit.
Right.
You know. But
Right.
who you looking forward to seeing tonight?
It's more individual players. I want to see I want to see like the Valkyries players do really well.
Yeah,
Monique Billings has been playing on the Hive, and she's having some I wouldn't say problems, but just adjusting and stuff. And then it'd be cool to see Tammy Fagbenley. I haven't watched that game with the Phantom. I didn't get a chance to watch. I was exhausted, so went to bed. I'm gonna be watching that one today.
oh,
And
you're gonna like that. You're gonna like that
yeah.
game.
No, I mean I saw the vinyl and the rose and that last second shot by Chelsea Gray, just fantastic. You
Yeah,
know, and I'm loving when I see the flow of the game. It's like an art piece,
right.
and
It's
they say
sweet.
athletics can be so beautiful. And boy, when you see that pick and roll and just end up in a, wide open layup, and I love seeing that. It's just like, my heart warms when I see that kind of stuff. And, Paige Beckers has been lighting it up. She's been playing really well on the 3-on-3. Who else? I mean, Brittany Sykes is fun to watch. Sonia Rivers has been really fun to watch. She's just skying, and she must. I don't know if
It's
anybody's
so
measured her. I
fast.
mean, her wingspan has got to be just really long, like Stewie's is. You know, she has a
Yeah,
7'4" wingspan. Because Sonia Rivers gets up there, and then her arm is way high, and she's blocking shots.
yeah,
So that's really cool to see. And let's see who else. Money Martin, she's playing with the breeze. She's been getting in there. She's made a couple of threes, which is be really nice to see her become a little more consistent with her 3-point shooting. And then who am I missing? Someone else
Hayes.
is. Tiffany
Hayes.
Hayes.
She got hurt. Somebody
She
rolled
did
on
get
her
hurt after.
ankle.
I saw the first game.
Yeah, but I mean,
When
I
did she?
think I saw her saying like, I'll be all right." She the way they fell, and then she landed and rolled on her ankle. But there
Oh,
are a
okay.
lot of people who Rachel Bannum was bleeding from the mouth. I mean, there's been Cameron Brink went down like this
Yeah, she
poor
got hit in the
kid.
nose.
She got hit in the nose again. I'm like,
Yeah,
and then she's at the sideline because went up to her jaw. I'm like, oh my God, they're
yeah,
out there to, like Stewie said, they're out there to compete. That's
yes.
what they're there for. If anybody
It's nice
thinks,
to see Stewie healthy too. That's
yeah,
another thing.
yeah,
The last, like, ever since the championship, New York's championship, Stewie has been, on injured reserve kind of, but she's been playing the whole time. But
yeah,
you haven't really seen the real Stewie, and it's amazing that players don't include her in some of the top players. It's like, wow, did you forget that quickly? Like,
yeah.
she's a phenomenal player, and
Well,
she's
she's
getting
in the
older
middle.
now
She's in the
too,
middle
though.
of she goes, it's exhausting because not only am I trying to do this, but they're not going to have any extension for the W. It's just going to be kind of one of those things that they're going to keep negotiating, and she's involved in that too. She says it's been exhausting to be
Yeah,
involved with all of
yeah,
it. You know, like you
yeah.
said, I mean, they're going to have to come to some conclusion because I think people are starting to like Unrivaled and really tuning into Unrivaled, and the W should jump on the fact that these girls need to get paid what they should be paid and move on.
Well, I mean, even if they can't come to an agreement long term, how about just doing it? Okay, we'll keep negotiating for the upcoming years and just make it like a temporary. Okay, let's just agree for this year. Let's get this year out of the way. That'll give us a year to
Right,
do to get everything. Because I did read something about having it be like outside the negotiations, but like the something to do with like acquiring players, and there was one other thing, like draft,
right,
and have that set that get that set so they can do all that. Because right now they can't do anything.
right.
And so just okay, let's get this out of the way. Just get this to move forward, and then we'll continue on with everything else. And it'd be nice if they just go, okay, look, how about we just do for this year? Let's get this year in place so we can all move forward, and then for years after this year, let's keep negotiating that. Because then we can have some stability on, why make it, okay, this is for the next 4 years. Well, let's get this year done. And
Right.
then we'll continue, we'll negotiate for the rest of the years during this year
Yeah,
and see
because
if we can come
everything
to it.
everything changes by year now.
I
I
know
mean, it
there's
should
so many
be.
things happening.
You know what I mean? That so it should be like a yearly thing rather than let's go down, way down the line with
Yeah,
something. You don't know what's going to happen with
I know.
TV contracts and revenue, and it keeps changing.
Well,
So
look at what happened look at what happened with COVID. They had negotiated that thing before COVID, and then the COVID put the players in a bad situation. So what they had negotiated didn't even come to fruition because of
right,
the down year of COVID. And
right.
it's like, well, okay, maybe do, but that would get exhausting. But at least get a year. Okay, look, let's just agree for this year. Let's do this.
Yeah, because you only
And
got
then
4 months now.
it's putting, imagine what it's doing to these new teams, Portland and the Toronto team. They're
Right.
trying to put a team together.
Right.
I mean, by this time, the Valkyries had already had their draft.
Right.
That was in December last year. And so the Valkyries had a team.
Right.
And it's
I
like,
know.
okay, Portland and Toronto don't have that yet.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. I know it ought to be interesting to see what happens. But I
Yeah.
can tell you for sure that you'll be going to work today and that it's going to be a great season of Unrivaled because I'm really
Oh,
loving
I'm
it.
loving it.
You know, it's going to
Loving
be
it.
hard going back to the five on five and all the different. The shot clock's 24. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I kind of
Yeah.
like the one shot for two. That's kind of good. But
Yeah.
anyway, I've
I
been
don't know
having,
about the one shot for three, though. That should be at
yeah,
least two shots. That
well,
because
yeah.
it's like, okay, you're getting it. That would be incentive to try and create a foul taking a 3-point shot because
And
that's,
less whistles.
yeah.
You know, they whistled some calls, but I mean, it seems like 5 on 5, it's like a constant whistle fest, or let's,
Well, there's a
you
lot
know,
of more bodies contacting each
yeah.
other.
Oh my God. Watch the end of that game last night. I'm telling you, with the Mist.
Oh yeah,
There
I'm gonna watch
there
them.
were
Yep.
bodies everywhere. And all right, so we'll meet back up next week and go over
Yep.
what happened. All right, you
Yep.
have a good day.
All right, you too.